Roblox as a platform has grown to insane proportions over the past few years, only exponentially increasing as time goes on, slowly funneling in new players as old ones move on and desert the platform. With this comes a lot of history from the platform completely fading into obscurity. Among these bits of Roblox history are Roblox's various anomalies and urban legends that have been spread across the internet. Among these being the elusive John and Jane Doe, who were rumored to hack Roblox on March 18, 2017, or 1x1x1x1x, or Cool Kid, and various others. However, it seems that in recent days, one of Roblox's possibly oldest anomalies, previously unknown to the public, has been unearthed by an unfortunate Roblox user named Gan. Today, we'll dive deep into his findings and the meaning behind his videos, and determine whether or not Roblox has been hiding a dark secret behind the scenes for decades. In this video, Gan roams around Roblox City for a bit before stopping and staring at a Roblox smile face decal placed on the wall of the in-game airport. This video marks the first instance of Gan realizing something wrong is going on with his Roblox client, with the TikTok video's description reading, "I feel watched." The videos following this only reinforce Gan's paranoia. In this one, Gan details how he is observing a face looking at him from the void of an old game he made. He also cites how he has zero recollection of ever adding the face. Personally, even after zooming in and taking a closer look, I don't see anything in the void whatsoever, but in any other instance, I just assume Gan is out of his mind and seeing things that aren't there, either out of irrational paranoia or some kind of psychosis. But the videos that come after this prove that Gan's suspicions are in fact valid. This is where things really start to get interesting for us. Gan states how this decal, the classic Roblox smile face we're all familiar with, is actually a different one that was sent to him by somebody. Who exactly sent this decal isn't stated, however. He says how the asset ID ends in injector, and the decal lacks a creator or a description. What is really puzzling is how when Gan refreshes the page, it disappears entirely, and instead shows a Roblox 404 page. Now, this is a lot to unpack. First thing I'd like to cover is how the asset ID ends in injector. First off, and I know this might come as a shock to you guys, but this more or less confirms that the titular face that we've come to know is something that is injected into a Roblox user's games. It could be their games, but it could also be something that is injected into their Roblox client, or perhaps their entire computer as well, but for now we just don't know. Second thing I'd like to cover is how the decal doesn't have a creator, making its origin all the more elusive and mysterious. Lastly, how when Gan refreshes the page entirely disappears and instead is replaced by a 404 not found page. This means that while Gan was observing the decal at the very same time, it was deleted by a Roblox moderator, meaning that it is likely something Roblox does not want people finding out about. Let's see what else Gan has in store for us. This video, or rather image, shows a dev forum post from an individual going by the name builderguy_dev. He says in the post that his own personal game he's working on is plagued by a smile face decal randomly popping up every time he runs the game, one that he didn't add. He goes on to say that it seems like the decal injects itself. The caption added by Gan reads, "Posted 8:14 p.m., removed 8:17 p.m. This means that this post was only up for 3 minutes before being removed by Roblox dev forum mods, only further proving our previous theory that this mysterious face decal is something Roblox does not want people knowing about." In this image sent to Gan by somebody who supposedly used to work at Roblox as an intern, we can see messages sent by 3 different individuals in what appears to be a chat room called Admin Dashboard, specifically on a thread called Smileface Thread. Those 3 individuals being intern_dev01, intern_dev02, and infra_bot. The conversation on the thread reads as follows.
"It's back. Check baseplate logs again.
Log dump. Anomaly FACE-001 appeared at 03/13/22.
It's indexing itself with no parent.
Memory trace. /engine/memory/assets/face/unknown.
It's in the engine?
There is no file named unknown in assets/face.
This reveals a lot to us. First off, also stated by Gan in the caption, the quote-unquote interns at Roblox that know about the face refer to the anomaly as FACE-001. From what I can gather, it seems they are distressed about the reemergence of FACE-001, and likely, as we've established earlier, want to hide it from the public. Another important thing I believe I should mention is how these people are stated to be interns, or rather, people not very high up on the corporate ladder. Perhaps this group of Roblox interns developed FACE-001, and it somehow leaked outside of their control, and the discovery of its existence could lose them their jobs, explaining why they're so adamant on covering up its existence. The last thing I'd like to cover is the infobot. Perhaps it could be an AI kind of like Jarvis from Iron Man, as it is seen assisting the interns in locating the anomaly and identifying where and when it was seen. Maybe FACE-001 could be an early version of the infobot, something that went rogue and found its way into Roblox's engine. This video, by far the most popular on Gan's TikTok page, shows him in studio messing around before it suddenly freezes, then displaying FACE-001 as Roblox Studio's output goes insane, constantly printing out a string of text reading, "Insert service attempted to resolve non-catalog asset." This likely means that FACE-001 is attempting to insert more of itself into Gan's studio than what is already there, but for some reason cannot insert all of its code. This is easily the most blatant showing/citing of FACE-001 by Gan, as it has now made itself completely apparent to him, and has started infesting his games. Another thing I'd like to point out that I totally missed prior to slowing down the footage was that a string of text pops up for a couple frames which reads, "It followed me." What this means to me, more than anything, is that Gan has now started to become freaked out by the face and its apparent haunting of him, so much to the point where he started leaving hidden messages within his videos. In this video, Gan shows us 2 separate videos sent by viewers detailing their experiences with FACE-001 in their games. In the first video, the player's camera is zoomed in as the output in Roblox Studio reads, "You need me," over and over, as the camera pans to a humanoid with an old Roblox smile face before studio either crashes or freezes. In the second video, a massive instance of FACE-001 slowly approaches the player as a frightening distorted audio plays. As it closes in, the player's game stutters before the game crashes. This shows us that FACE-001 and its infiltration of Roblox users' games is not specific to just GAN, and is spread across the entire platform. Something I think is very important to note is the text in the output reading, "You need me." Perhaps this suggests that FACE-001 could actually possess some level of sentience, enough at least to convey its own thoughts or use of manipulation tactics to further frighten its victims. Either that, or it's a pre-recorded message implemented by the people who developed it, if anyone at all. We just don't have enough evidence to tell as of yet. In this clip provided by a user named FearXYZ through Discord, we can see red text and hear unnerving and distorted audio play as the player walks throughout a house in what appears to be a Roblox Studio instance. The red, jumbling text on the screen cycles through the phrases, "Help," "Find him," and "His name is..." As the player walks through the house, he happens upon a smile face on the monitor of a computer before whipping his head around to see a massive smile face, assumingly FACE-001, plastered on the wall before the video ends. Now, cryptic as this video is, I think there is something important to gather from this. As we've seen in previous videos, FACE-001 never really acts the same throughout each time it appears. It always performs different behaviors and affects the victim's games in strange ways, like in video 7 where FACE-001 slowly approached the player before crashing the game, or with GAN where it corrupted his studio instance and forced itself onto the screen as it tried to insert all of its code into GAN's studio. With this video, the red jumbled text flashing tells us that this is just one of the many behaviors FACE-001 can perform. Why its behavior varies across different victims is unclear as of right now, but if I were to guess, it could very well be playing into its victims' personal fears, or possibly using varying tactics to see how players respond. In this one, Gant shows how he has received a friend request from somebody going by the name Angelican of8, who seems to only follow Gan, and is only followed by people with terminated accounts. Well, you know. Except for the Builderman. Seriously, I checked. Builderman actually follows this guy. Gan goes on to show that Angelican of8 has FACE-001's decal favorited, and as per usual, when he clicks on it, the page doesn't come up. Now, I think the most obvious thing to point out in this video is the fact that some letters in Gan's captions are capitalized. My immediate thought is to put these capitalized strings of text together and see if anything intelligible comes out of it, so I'll do that now. When doing so, you receive this. CTHFE face follow. This could be read as see the face follow, as in watch it follow, or see, comma, the face followed me. Either way, it goes even further to show how negative of an effect this is having on Gan, and the toll these events are taking on his mental state, to the point where he's actually trying to secretly convey to his audience that he is being followed. Well, that was certainly unexpected. In this video provided again by @nilmachinima, we see a player roam around their Roblox game for half a minute before being absolutely jump scared by FACE-001 while red text flashes on the screen saying, "See the face." Yeah, I think I do, buddy. Other than the obvious, I think there's something deeper to look at in this video. The audio that plays during the jump scare sounds a lot to me like a spectrogram. After running the audio through a spectrogram decoder, this is what comes out. A Roblox character. Now, from what we can decipher from this image, I don't really know. Perhaps this is showing the person who created FACE-001, or maybe the first person it victimized? Who knows, but I'll leave that portion of theorization to you guys. In any case, this gives us a new way to look deeper into and decipher some of Gan's videos and look for even more clues. In this one, Gan is in a game with a bunch of friends while he randomly checks his in-game console, with it printing what seems to be random strings of text. He urges his friends to do the same before driving off a cliff! Now, I know I hit encode when I see one, however, I prefer to check the comments before actually trying to decode something to save myself the time in case somebody else has done it, and oh, look at that! Look for the key, the red pillars, supposedly translated using base 64. Now, we've seen FACE-001 print text before, mainly in Roblox's studio as well as just right on the player's screen, but never before in the dev console. Not only that, but this sudden mention of keys and pillars is also entirely new and seemingly unrelated to anything we've covered so far. I guess we'll just have to keep watching to see what this all means. This video is seemingly yet another sighting of FACE-001, circa 2011. This basically proves to us that FACE-001 has been around for decades, with the Roblox interns having no apparent way to contain it. Now, I know what you guys might be thinking. The audio that plays when FACE-001 comes on screen could very well be a spectrogram. However, after running it through a spectrogram decoder, I personally got nothing. All we can do is just press on. We're back in Roblox City for this one. Seemingly, this is a game that's close to Gan, as it was the first time we saw what we could assume to be FACE-001. Gan wanders around for a while before happening upon the Roblox International Airport with the smile face decal on the wall from the first video. Gan continues to stare at the decal, but as he does, it twists and contorts into a distorted and disturbing version of itself before the video ends. What I personally take from this is that this video isn't a tangible sighting of FACE-001, as the smile face decal in Roblox City is completely normal. I believe this is a representation of Gan's growing fear and paranoia for the face. I think this is meant to show the danger he believes it poses and how much of an effect that the face is beginning to have on his mental state. This video is egregiously long, around 8 minutes or so. Mainly, it just showcases Gan roaming around Roblox City and showcasing the various smile face decals on the map, while a bunch of random people he doesn't know follow him around. Again, in a similar way to the last video, I think all this is meant to showcase is how Gan is just becoming more and more deranged and paranoid with the idea of FACE-001 and how it's stalking him, taking time out of his day to make an 8-minute video of him roaming around Roblox City to showcase completely unrelated smile face decals. Unfortunately, other than that, I don't think this video contains any important clues that could further our investigation, and yet again, we simply just have to press on. Now, this video is where things start to ramp up again. Remember Angelicanov 8? The guy who sent Gan a friend request like 20 fucking videos ago? Well yeah, this is him, and he's got his trusty pal Acid Rain with him for this awesome video filled with adventure and excitement. However, as Angelicanov 8 does his intro and drives around for a bit, Acid Rain absolutely refuses to move a muscle. Angelicanov goes to check up on his boy and asks what he's staring at, to which Acid Rain responds, "Did you see that?" Angelicanov asks what he's talking about, but doesn't get a response, and the video then ends. What's obvious about this video, or at least to those with a keen ear, is the apparent static-like sound which we've come to know and love as a spectrogram. When putting the audio through a spectrogram generator, this is what comes out. It took his face. How unnerving. Another important thing to point out about this video is the description.
I forgot to turn it shine, lol. Sorry for the bad mic static, I forgot to turn it off. XD.
Mark Plays. Mark Plays? That sounds like a YouTube channel. Let's see here. Mark Plays. That can't be it. Oh, shucks. Wait a minute. Oh, fuck. Well, it seems our good old friend Angelicanov is actually named Mark and is an avid YouTuber with 2 videos on his channel. Other than video 15 showcasing him and Acid Rain playing Town of Robloxia, there's one more that plays around 20 seconds worth of Morse code, which when put into a translator comes out as "It is coming, it is taking over games, it is infecting." Obviously, this is all referring to the face. Another thing worth mentioning is how there is slightly hidden text in the Morse code video reading "help," but the text is jumbled with numbers where letters should be, kind of like the text from video 8. This is all very important information, but I feel like we're just being fed more questions as opposed to answers. I guess we'll just need to keep watching to figure this mystery out. I'm jumbling these two together because they're basically the same thing, but we see Gan 1v1ing one of his friends in Arsenal for another 8 fucking minutes, with seemingly nothing involving FACE-001 occurring. However, in the video following this, we see that Gan was actually being watched by FACE-001 in the video. Something I think is noticeable is Gan's insistence on the fact that he isn't crazy. Perhaps the face is having more of an effect on Gan than we previously thought. In this one, we see Gan investigating Acid Rain's profile, pointing out his strange description, which reads,
What do you mean, silly? If melon, you always smell the...
Gan also says how he believes that there's a chance his account could have been hijacked and is being used by some separate entity. Well, personally, I believe Gan's theory could be completely valid. We've seen Acid Rain be actively preyed on by FACE-001 before. Perhaps when FACE-001's victims are unable to stop its spread in their systems, FACE-001 completely takes over the user's computer. Or maybe even worse, it somehow takes over their minds. In this very, very long video, Gan explains and actually shows how he's being followed by what he believes to be an infrabot, and how he's been put on some kind of watch list by the Roblox interns. Remember the infobot from video 5? Yeah, this is what he thinks is following him now, assumedly because of his knowledge of FACE-001 and his spreading of what it is on TikTok. What we can assume now is that not only is Gan being followed and fucked with by FACE-001, but also the Roblox interns via their infobots.
Found this file in my Temp folder.
This video is certainly interesting. This shows us how infobots actually leave logs behind from their monitoring sessions. How it ended up in Gan's Temp folder is beyond me though. It could likely be some kind of residual effect from infobots infiltrating a target system. Anyway, from what I can tell by reading the logs, is that the infobot is clearly sent after Gan to monitor and log his interaction with FACE-001, with Gan being referred to as subject 493A. The infobot's logs also confirm our theory that Gan's mental state is slowly deteriorating, as it says, cognitive stability degraded and response threshold low. What I think is most important in this text file, however, is the operator flag, which states, escalation required if subject 493A initiates direct contact with entity. This could mean many things, most likely meaning increased surveillance and infobot deployment on Gan, but perhaps, more morbid, it could also mean that the Roblox interns will take more direct action to silence Gan. In this video, Gan shows us how the infobots have increased their monitoring of him, as he's constantly followed by at least one throughout each game he plays, even with them somehow following him into private servers. For now, it's safe to assume that Gan is very high on the Roblox interns watch list. This video is very similar to video 5, being another chat room between Roblox interns who know about the face. In this image we can see two individuals, Mike J and Ellie S, which I'd assume are pseudonyms used by Roblox interns to hide their identities, but who knows, maybe it could be their real names. How Gan got a hold of this screenshot is beyond me. Perhaps he could have received it from the former Roblox intern who gave him the previous image of a chat room. But anyway, this is their conversation.
We shouldn't even be deployed observers this often. If they see in him this much, the threshold's already blown.
I know, but if he uploads any more footage, then legal will be on us. Let the bot watch for now. Escalation buys us more time.
He's getting too close to FACE-001 behavior chains. You saw what happened to Acid Rain.
I don't want another acid rain incident.
What we can gather from this is that the interns are slowly becoming more distressed with Gan's interactions with FACE-001, as well as his discovery of his apparent stalking by infobots. What this all means for Gan is to be determined, but we can only imagine what lengths the Roblox interns are willing to go through to silence Gan. In the final video we have to cover, Gan is persistently followed around the map by what he believes is yet another infobot. This bot gets right up in Gan's face and jumps around and throws him in a stroller. Gan goes on to say that the bot is copying his movements, but I don't really see that at all. If I'm being honest, I think Gan is having some kind of episode. Recent events have had such a negative effect on his psyche that he started accusing normal people of stalking him or being an infobot. That's about all we can really gather from this. It's about time I gave you guys my final theory on what I believe is really going on with Gan C-Frame and FACE-001. At some point in Roblox's earlier days, some point between 2008 to 2011, a group of Roblox interns began work on a hyper-intelligent AI bot that could aid in and assist developers and employees in various tasks. However, at some point along the way, or possibly due to the malicious intervention of a rogue intern, this hyper-intelligent AI bot turned into some kind of virus and breached its digital confinement, finding its way onto the Roblox client. This virus being FACE-001, the earliest version, or a prototype, for the now reliable infobots which are used to monitor players and serve their assistance purposes. FACE-001, along its decade-and-a-half long lifespan, has likely developed some form of sentience or higher intelligence from its original state, as it is seen exerting differing behaviors across different Roblox users' sightings of it, on top of being capable of speech. The Roblox user who we've been focusing on, Gan, first started noticing FACE-001's infestation in his games around 13 days ago in Roblox City, and has become consumed with it, with the face slowly eating away at his mind as time goes on. Gan's persistent investigation into the face has led to the interns at Roblox becoming aware of Gan's efforts, and have begun trying to silence him, mostly monitoring his actions via infobots. Where I believe this could be going is an eventual takedown of Gan's Roblox or TikTok accounts by the Roblox interns, or perhaps, like I stated earlier, more direct physical action against Gan to silence him.
Part